Welcome to the channel and my No Man's Sky Permadeath series, and here we are guys. The Crystal Palace continues to grow and take shape. It is starting to get fairly epic in proportion. If I just show you, give you a quick tip guys, gotta keep an eye out on. You can see here I've now extended the room back as far as I've got. I've put this double stack cylinder here. Eventually I think it will be glazed and it may have a hemisphere on the top. Here I've had a little bit of an issue here. Originally this was 3 stories high, but I took it down to 2 stories. I still may put a hemisphere or a cylinder on the top here. I still quite haven't made up my mind. You can see this side is nowhere near finished yet. I've got to keep filling in this area here. I've also taken away the exocraft that was in the front here. It didn't really fit, and what I've actually done is I've put all 3 of my exocrafts across the back here, mainly because one, I wanted the actual resources that I had stored in the Colossus. Look at that guys up there, actually see the bases, and also got life supports going down and my things. And you can see I've also put some columns on the corners here. I haven't put the opposite column for this one yet, and that's a tribute to the original Crystal Palace that had massive cast iron columns built into the fabric of the building. And just going to come in here, I better do this. Oops, I better top that up while I'm looking at it as well. Bit of routine maintenance. You can see how much running around I've been doing. I'm just going to up this, and just to give you guys a tour of the inside. See here, my vault room has got a pretty colourful. I decided to go for a colour coding that would reflect onto the outside. Now Phil Silver's left a comment about saying he would put the vaults on the inside, and I did consider it, because if this building had not had a central column, therefore had an odd number of widths, I might have put the vaults across the centre. In fact, I did try it. It did look a bit cumbersome, so I'm going to be quite content to stay with this approach here. And if I go outside and show you guys, it doesn't look too bad from the outside. I'm going to put some exterior decor on as well. I think with the columns, the actual extra textures from the vaults kind of makes it look a bit more, how can you say, industrial is probably the term, which I quite like. And at the front here I'm quite happy with. We've got our first 2 of our base technicians, and if I come up here through the floor, and you can see here what I've done is round the central cylinder base here. This will probably stay the way it is. What I'm half thinking about is maybe putting some carbon. I don't think I've got enough resources. I have been struggling for resources, but I can put one in, so maybe as a demo guys. And I think what I will probably do is put a ring of carbon in here, but I may go up another level here to put a hemisphere on the top for maybe some copyright. And then we come up here, and of course this is going to be one of the main production floors. As you can see, this side's not finished, this side's not finished. I've got loads of, at the moment my problem isn't as much iron anymore, it's actually frost crystals to make the glass. You can see this area here is all solid, because behind here is the roof of the cylinder. But up here we've got some double stairs here and an entrance out that way, and you see we're overlooking here. I'll probably put another hemisphere on here just to make it look a bit tidier. I have thought about taking the balcony all the way round the outside, and if I come this way it probably makes a bit more sense. No, still doesn't make any sense, but at the same time I thought, well, maybe that will waste space, because I do want this to be a fairly big farming complex. And so we can just come down here. Oops. My shielding's dropping again, too much walking around in the cold. Just gonna got loads and loads of zinc and resources, you can see here, and I'm really happy with the way it's shaping out, and got this double that stair up here because I found that I spent a lot of time coming down, turning around like that from this upper floor. Hello, Mr. Sentinel, you visiting, are you? So I thought if I put this second stair in, it means I can walk straight down, come straight down here, straight into here, and then straight down the hole into this area here. And this area here is a little bit claustrophobic, but I think I can fix it with maybe some lights. I don't know, can I put lights on the top here? I don't know. I've got to find the lights first. Yeah, we can put lights up underneath here. Okay, so I wonder how far they cast. Lights. Okay, maybe we'll just put. Don't like that. Maybe put one there, just to test. Ah, getting a bit over elaborate there. Maybe we'll come back. I've got this well here which I can't get rid of. Anyway guys, that's a quick tour of the base. One thing I will say is, if you've got any other ideas about extensions out this way, feel free to add a comment. I did get a comment from Peter Day who suggested that the iron and glass were made in the Black Country, and I think pretty sure he's onto a winner there, because I actually checked it up. I had to look it up, guys. I'm not that good a historian, and it says that the iron pillars were fabricated in Birmingham, and the glass was actually made by a glass company that had just been set up to make plate glass in Birmingham. And if I remember correctly, Birmingham strictly isn't part of the Black Country, but it's just south of what the Black Country is, so it makes sense that the raw iron and materials would have been made in the Black Country, probably taken to Birmingham for assembly before shipment to London. So he's probably onto a pretty good thing there. And while I'm talking about comments and feedback, guys, actually this got to the space station a quick way, actually, I think, while I'm talking about it. Big thank you to Phil Silvers for reminding me that there is a torch in this game. I must admit, it's such a long time since I used it, I'd forgotten all about it, because normally you can actually see what you're doing. I think we're just going to go up to the space station. Yeah, so big thank you for Phil Silvers for that. So here we are, guys, we're up on the base, and while I'm working my way out to the ship, because we need to get into the freighter, because I fancy investigating a new system just to start the next part of my project, which is finding some planets that I can put some auto miners down next to portals. And while I'm actually doing that, guys, I'm going to talk about, well, I suppose it's the big revelation of the week. I think all the channels are vying over to get this information out as quickly as possible, although I still have a strong caveat about things, and that is the fact that Sean Murray appeared on a Xbox channel where he actually announced that the next update for the Xbox release is going to be on the 24th of July. And I think there's a lot of guys all reading all sorts of information into that, and I watched one person's analysis of it, and they said that means that the Xbox equivalent to what No Man's Skies now is will come out before that. It doesn't make sense from a marketing perspective, because if they're going to launch something on Xbox, they're going to launch the complete package in one go. It's not going to go down with people with Xbox of saying, oh, you've got to go and buy the old game, and then we're going to release an update a few weeks later. So I got a feeling that the launch on Xbox will be complete. It will be all the previous updates and everything that has come out plus the next update. So that gives us a baseline for when the next update will hit PC and PS4. So we're probably looking the end of July. Now, it's possible that they may do what they did when No Man's Sky came out originally. If you guys pass your mind back long enough, you will be aware that what actually happened was that the game came out on PS4 first, and then people like me with the PCs had to wait. Now, I think there's a very real possibility that will happen, because obviously they will want the big reveal on a new platform to get new players and get people interested. So I think it'd be a bit of wishful thinking if we're going to see the next update, I'm going to put it in double quotes, before the 25th of July. Do not be surprised if it doesn't launch on the Xbox first, and then maybe a week later we will get the next update. And the reason I'm putting the next update in double quotes, I still half feel that there's a relaunch there, because as part of the interview, Sean Murray went on to talk about multiplayer, and the way he was talking about it is though there's the multiplayer is going to be, well, substantial is probably the best way of doing it. There's going to be avatars, there's going to be lots of interactions, there's going to be collaborative building. My software engineering background, because I do work in the IT industry, unfortunately it's not gaming, guys, it's a bit more boring than that. It doesn't make sense to try and patch the current game with that amount of change. So I'm still half thinking that we're going to get a complete relaunch of No Man's Sky with a multiplayer version, and the current version will effectively be replaced. But don't quote me on that, guys, I've got no inside information. That's just my feeling, because unless they've so re-engineered the game that the update changes everything, irrespective, that still runs the risk of whether our current games will be able to take that shift. And just to finish this bit of a ramble conversation off, is he went through all the options, and the one that did kind of fire an alarm bell for me, because I play permadeath and survival mode, is the fact that he mentioned PvP. And to be honest, if that's in the game and you can't opt out of it, I'm going to get very, very nervous, because I'm going to be very annoyed that if I'm playing a permadeath or survival series, to be bounced by a group of people, especially in a spaceship, because Sean Murray talks about space battles, only to get killed by some people who think it's fun just to shoot up other players. So I'm going to be a little bit annoyed if I can't opt out of PvP. Although I may get involved in that in the sense with another playthrough. So that is what is the possibility. And what I'm going to be doing now, guys, is we're going to look for another wealthy Waking system with quite a few planets on. Balanced, no. And I'm not worried about distance. And what I'm interested in is whether it's a profitable one, because in my expeditions to collect iron, I've been visiting my other coal planet, and I've done very well with that booming. Okay. Oh, how many planets on here? This has got 3 planets. It's booming. Okay, let's go visit a booming system. Yeah, I've visited a few trading stations, and I've found in every one of them had a 23 slot multi-tool. So that is what I'm thinking of, guys. So here we are, we're on the beta. We've just got the stairs. So I want to mix things up a little bit from now on. We'll probably start most parts with an update on the base, but because a lot of it at the moment, especially probably for the next, well, it's probably going to take me the best part of a week with other commitments to finish off all that glazing. And then maybe once I've done that, we'll come back and have some parts where I do a little bit of building. Whoops, that won't go through. It's the second one that I've got to drop through. And I land on top of my freighter here. And then I'll start working on some of the details of the base. There's a lot more to go. I certainly want to change most of the doors to holographic doors and various other elements like that. And of course we've got to start planting up, putting the planters in to make it into a farming community. This, and go out and see what we got in the way. Right, we'll go in the space station first and check that out. There's the space station. Should be close to it. Come on, there it is, over the back there. My freighter loves to park right next to the space station. Let's scan the planet. Looks like we've got cold planets again. got there? That's the frost crystals. I suppose we could always go and it's a low atmosphere planet. That's not very encouraging. Right, let's just shoot in the space station, do the usual routine, see what type of economy we've got, and wow, that was a bit. And we'll pick up some missions. I mean, if the systems are bust, we'll just move on, guys. But I do want to get down on the planet, check out a few trading stations, because I would like a 24 slot multi-tool, especially an S-class or something that's really, really good. So we're just gonna the philosophy I'm taking is I'm not gonna look for an experiment or anything like that. I'm just gonna keep checking out until I run across something. I've got loads and loads of nanites, so we could possibly. Right, let's have a look. Sell. Still -5. That's no good. Don't think I've got anything else to sell. So, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Buy. Again, there's nothing here that really grabs me. I don't want to clog my ship up with stuff. There's zinc. I've got loads of dynamic resonators. Yep, nothing here. Never mind. Hello, guys. Got way of technology, because again, that's something else I want to do. I want to complete all the technology. We got that there. Actually, we've got exactly 500 nanites. So I think what we're going to do is grab that and that, and that completes this technology. Because one thing I have done is, by going out and about collecting all that iron, I have actually grabbed so many nanites. And just to show you guys, I mean, I've now wiped out all my nanites in here, but if I go to the freighter, see, I've got another 376 there. We've got some living glass up on the freighter as well. Which could be, oh guys, all look very, very handsome. That one, yeah, that should. Maximum Enforcer Aquil. Deaf. Panicking. Playing Furious Barks King. When dramatic music plays, the warrior barks for joy and gives me a multi-tool for the fight ahead. You've got to be kidding me. I wouldn't want that even at the beginning of the game. That was a long time ago. Can ask for some directions. Give us a bit of a focus for exploring this system. The manufacturing facility, well. And what we're going to do is dash across. One thing I found is not my home planet, which is a coal planet. I had a problem finding iron, but the other coal planet in my home system has got caves literally full of iron, and it means I can walk through the cave. It means I'm not consuming my environment, and I mean, I've spent up to an hour. I know it's sad, guys. Like literally, I stood in a cave mining iron. I mean, I've literally mined thousands of units of iron in as part of building that base. And I say, just to show you guys, I mean, I've got so much left. I've actually got an overflow now. So that's another interesting thing. Right, pointing at a planet there. What's this planet here? That way, high energy planet. Let's go somewhere warm. Okay, we're going to get bounced by. Do we fight? Do we not? Let's get away from the space station. We'll just wait for the Yozos to come. Then we can always pick up a little bit more. Because that's the other thing I've been doing is... Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's the other thing I've been doing, a lot of space mining as well. Actually, just do... Where are you? Yeah, where are you coming from? Oh, there they are. Okay, here they come. Come. Gotcha. Obviously I've got tactical support here with ships and probably my freighter as well. Wait, stop flying around. Yeah, I think my freighter's joining in. I get the standing with the keen has increased, thank you. Shielding has increased. Right, back on mission. Right, let's fly through. Get back to... Oops, nope. Always seem to go one too far. And let's say this is what I've been doing a lot of as well. When I got bored with walking through caves mining iron, I've come out in space and done this. What's that there? Oh, iridium. I'm a bit short of iridium actually. I'm just gonna... grab a little bit just for the fun of it, guys. Oh, it's overheated. I was just gonna go through here. And oops. Oh, look at that. I got clipped by a asteroid. There, it goes to show that you can take damage in asteroid fields, especially if you fly into something. Right, let's just head for the planet. Right, here we are, guys. We're just flying across the planetary surface, coming up on a manufacturing base down in this little bit of a dip here. Looks like there's some plutonium up on the top there. Let's see what we've got here. Unstable fog, relaxed sentinels, scarce fauna. Okay. And I think just to check, pretty sure I saw some plutonium up on the here. Yep. So I up and get that. Plus it gives us an excellent observation position here to check the surroundings out. A pretty grim planet actually, but I think that would be Maribulb. Let's grab the Maribulb, and of course we're going to come over here. Electron vapor, that's useful. Claim the base. Ships flying over that way. That's iron and plutonium. Take a token amount of that. Keep adding to my stock of iron. Good. Grab that. Oh, I never get charm. Okay, thank you. A bit short of carbon here, but I've got plenty of resources. Let's grab the thallium to keep things moving forward, because when you're building bases, sometimes it's very easy to neglect the other resources. And suddenly you look around and you think, oh, I need some carbon, I need some thallium, and you haven't got any. Oops, hello. Ran straight into you. Grab those. straight in. Yeah. Thank you. So we're going to start building our nanites back up again. Got here. Pathetic warrior, learn Viking language. Fighting pits, error, silicate, error, malfunction. Warrior stationed here has abandoned its training. A vast amount of data still flows into the circuitry. John was asking for a particular variety of common elements. Silicate. I think we'll go for silicate. Wasn't not a bad guess. I passed the comprehension test. And we've learned the Viking word for sentinel and explosion. And the Viking word for sentinel is sentinel. Hello guys. Let's just have a quick look over here. Doesn't look particularly very interesting, this planet, does it? But then sometimes it's a bit difficult to judge things when you're just in the middle of a crater, so maybe we'll just go and have a look around. It's a bit barren and bare. Again, for the next update, I hope that they're actually going to put a bit more variety into the biomes. Do a bit of scanning. Kind of make a bit of cash this way. Actually, looking at it, let's have a quick look. Starship out of range. Yeah, we're a bit low on iridium, so maybe I'll take advantage to come and actually stock up. Again, iridium's one of those ones that you take for granted and suddenly you look up and you've used it all up, because I can't remember what I was building and that took iridium. I think we grab about 500, it shouldn't take long. Iridium's one of the easier elements to actually mine. Yeah, but a bit more for luck. I think that should be it. And that can go. Oops. Put that in first so that it keeps the slot open. And that gives me 1,000 iridium again. But I think what we're going to do, guys, is get back to the ship and we're going to fly over the surface, see if we can find a trading station. Just for luck. A little bit of carbon. To see if we can find a multi-tool. Grab that, scan that up a bit. The cash flowing in as well, that's iron and zinc, that could be quite useful. I must admit, I do like mining this composite elements, and of course on the planet that I've been mining, I can't remember which element it is, but I've got loads and loads of it now. Emerald, it's iron and emerald, you can see here. So I've gained another 700 odd emerald. I'm gonna have to bring some of that down from the freighter and store it in my base, because at the moment my freighter is getting a bit clogged up with resources that I'm not going to use, but I might need it with respect to what's that? No, it's a tree with a rock. Well, that looks funny looking creature. Yeah, so I might have to bring some of my green elements down, copper, down to the base, so when I start working on some of the detail stuff, because of course I need to put in a, what on earth is that kind of spiky thing. Yeah, so when I start putting in the trade terminals, I need a shield and a health on there just for completeness. Various other items, I'm going to need those extra resources, but I will do that off camera, guys. So what we're going to do is just fly across the surface. That's something there. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to fly across the surface for a little while, see if we can, what we can find. If nothing much turns out, then we can always move on. Right, guys, I've been wandering across this system for some time. I'm not finding anything and it's not grabbing me, so what we're going to do is we're going to go out into space, get a little bit out into space, and I'm going to call my freighter here. The freighter, I'm not going to, oh, come off it. Why won't you let me? What's up with this? I'm out in space. Why won't it let me? That because I'm in an asteroid field. better. Right guys, here we are, we're on the freighter. I think I want to go to a new system. I was thinking about doing a little bit of manufacturing and using up the radium, but I can do that off camera. So I think what we're going to do is get up here. We're going to go and see if we can find a system with a bit more promise to it. I know some of you will say, well, I should give it a bit more of a chance, but yeah, I want to explore things that look interesting. We're just going to grab here, and I think we're going to go to life form filter again. I think maybe this time we're slightly towards the center. I want to keep out fairly close to the edge of the galaxy. I don't want to go to a struggling system. Sustainable. Again, we're going to go for another Waking system. Advanced. Classic access. Adequate. Thank you. Comfortable. Developing. Sustainable. There's a nice big crop here. Struggling. Don't want to go. Developing. Obviously, we're in a developing part of the galaxy. I suppose that's the way it is. Black hole there. It'd be interesting to go through a black hole here just to see where it actually takes us. Might do that in the future as well. So many things still to do actually. Promising, satisfactory. Inch past here we got obviously there's a little bit of a trimming error there. Promising, adequate, struggling, high supply. Okay, look at this 4-planet system. High supply. I don't think I've ever been to a high supply system. I think we're going to go here, guys. Right, let's just drop down my ship, tuck back here. Just gonna run through here, guys. Drop the save and just get out into space. Right, let's have a quick look round, see what we got. That's a temperate planet. That could be a good candidate for a portal. Temperate planet will be, how can you say, will be a good location for carbon. I think it is. Another cold planet, and the nearest one was going to fly around in front of the base. Here, unknown planet. That's an abandoned planet. Okay. Right, there's another planet here somewhere tucked away, but it's just going to fly into the space station. Yeah, this might have potential. Okay. Slide in here. Of course, they may have some tech as well. If they got some good tech or interesting tech, we will. So here we are, guys. We're in the space station. Just gonna do the usual. We're gonna go up and check this area here. Hello, Mr. Waking. Have a look. Let's see. Got here. We're not going to sell anything. We don't have anything to sell. Oh, we got things to sell, but I think let's quick look. That's you can sell that for plus 17%. That's not bad actually, guys. I think we're going to sell that just because I want the space in my spacecraft anyway. So yeah, that says that we can make a little bit of a profit. got. Got in the way. Got bolt caster, pulse splitter accuracy. Got a lot of pulse splitter tech, so maybe this could be worth putting on our list of systems to get the technology with, so we could get. There's 4 sets of. So what's that? That's 490, 690, 890 nanites. So we could get all that lot. I think that could be quite useful. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is just round this part off. We're going to go usual thing. We're going to go across to here and check out the missions, see what he's got in the way of missions, and then I'm going to open a teleporter link to back to our home system. I think that would be the best way forward at the moment. Grab that. Browse missions. Raid depot, collect an item, eliminate Sentinels. Well, we'll certainly grab that. Obviously, we're going to have to collect an item. We could probably do that. We could hunt predatory creatures. Grab that. Yeah, I think maybe we could do some of these, maybe in the next part, just as a contrast to base building. So what we're going to do is we're just going to open up this. Go to our base. I think we're going to hop to our base. And I don't actually have a save point yet in my base. I have to work on that. I'm not sure where I want to put the save point there. I'd like to do what I did in my old bases, actually put the save point in the middle of a circular building, so I don't have to go outside to save. I mean, that could be quite useful, but where would I put it? I mean, I can't put another one of these underneath because it will interfere with here, so we would have to come out like this way. But would that work? I'm gonna have to think about it, guys. I mean, suggestions. I mean, if I came out with a tube this way and built another tower on this side, but to keep the symmetry I would have to do it on the other side. Maybe we'll come out but then that would obscure the view on here, unless I come out one level, but then I can't. Yeah, if I came out with one level, or we could just create, I mean, we could just literally drop a save point in here actually. Yeah, that's connected, so could do. It's a temporary thing, I think. Do is if it grows on me. Sometimes you've just got to put things out. This is a nice thing about actual building in games like this. You can actually put out something, give it a bit of a go, and put a save point there. I mean, it's probably not in the middle. Yeah, it needs to go out a little bit, but it'll do where it do for the moment. So just going to drop a save point there. I suppose we could have a save point between these two buildings. Oh yeah, that'd be. Oh yeah. Sorry about this, guys. And delete. Right, guys. I think that's about the best I'm going to get at the moment because of the optical illusion related to it. I think we're going to go with that. And of course, what I'm going to do is just take that out. And so we're just going to have the save point here. Maybe we'll put some frost crystals around it. I think that's the way it's going to work. But so I'm just going to drop a save because that's what I put it out for. See, it's a bit difficult to tell whether it's exactly in the center, but I think for the moment I'm going to live with that. It's probably going to irritate me, but I've spent a good 5 minutes or so already trying to get this in the center. Although you probably guys, I will probably edit out many of the attempts, but I've now got a save point. So this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.